Well, we are less than a week away now from accused child abuser Jodi Hildebrandt's next court appearance. Her first since Ruby Franke took a plea deal and decided to testify against Hildebrandt.
Some legal minds are now predicting Hildebrandt may take a plea deal, and they have reason to believe that prosecutors see Hildebrandt may be the more guilty party. Tonight, we have more on that.
Paul Nelson joining us with more. Paul?
Well, usually when two people are arrested for the exact same crime, the first person to make a deal with prosecutors wins. And the legal analysts that we spoke with say that prosecutors normally offer a plea deal first to the person who they believe is least culpable if facing those charges. Two defendants charged with the exact same crimes, but who is more at fault? Ruby Franke's attorney issued a statement before her guilty plea saying Jodi Hildebrandt isolated her away from her family and distorted her sense of morality. The statement reads in part, quote, initially, Ms. Franke believed that Jodi Hildebrandt had the insight to offer a path to continual improvement. Ms. Hildebrandt took advantage of this quest and twisted it into something heinous, end quote. Former prosecutor Jeremy Diaz, who is not connected to this case, says it's common for county attorneys to offer a deal to the person they believe is the least culpable defendant.
Generally speaking, relatively early on, if the prosecutor wants somebody to cooperate, they'll identify them rather early and reach out to that defense attorney.
Which is why he believes prosecutors may see Hildebrandt as the proverbial big fish. Although there are times when defense lawyers will try to flip that perception.
Sometimes you'll even get defense attorneys who have a party who's more culpable, who kind of try to contact the prosecutor first and butt in line.
But is blaming a co-defendant a winning strategy? Not always, says Diaz. The parole board has to decide if the convict is truly remorseful or if they're just avoiding blame.
Some sort of acceptance of responsibility is good to have in front of the board.
Diaz also says it may be in the best interest of the children if this case doesn't go to trial, so they don't have to relive the trauma they've been through.
There are things that make sense to do from a prosecutor's perspective, from really a justice perspective. There are things that make sense to do to keep children from having to testify.
So, if Hildebrandt is seen as the more responsible party, would she get a stiffer prison sentence? Not necessarily. Diaz says everything that he knows about how these deals are made makes him believe that Hildebrandt would likely receive the same deal that Franke got if she gets a deal at all. Reporting live, Paul Nelson, KUTV 2 News.
Paul, thank you. This is a developing story we've been covering for months now. If you'd like to watch Ruby Franke's complete court hearing, we have posted it for you on our YouTube page. Along with the hearing, we have an entire 8 passengers playlist you can watch to get caught up on this case.